Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Generally Feral, a podcast where two gay heathens talk about whatever their singular shared brain cell decides to talk about. I'm Quinn, aka Grace, aka Greg.
And I'm Cade, and the panting that you hear in the background is Trout, a ball of sunshine. And we're mostly here to talk about our lives and things that you might relate to, and generally this
Feral
will be yeah, this will be generally a feral and comedy podcast more than anything, really, because we talk about a whole lot of things
because we just are all over the place.
Yeah.
In fact, this is the second time we've recorded this podcast because the first time we were so disorganized it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and it wasn't a good intro. So here we are, introducing ourselves, shut up Java, to you as people who want to do a podcast because we think that sometimes we're funny, and I think it would just be enjoyable experience for a lot of people to relate to, possibly, and listen to.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2020, we're all in quarantine, everybody's miserable, I just want to do something fun. And I listen to podcasts all the time. I listen to them on my commute to work, I listen to them while I'm doing idle shit around the house, or whatever. It's just nice when you're by yourself and you wish that you were not by yourself and you had some other people to talk to, or you just want to be in on some conversations but you don't really have anybody to talk to. So that's kind of what we wanted to offer. There's never too many podcasts.
Right. And during this quarantine, I think it's a great idea we've been talking about doing a podcast for many years, because occasionally we'll think to ourselves, hey, that was really funny. Maybe, if we caught just a little bit of this goofy shit, maybe we can make somebody else smile, somebody else entertained, and I would love to put that out into the world right now, because it's fucked.
Right. The number of times that we just sit up all night talking and end up, crying and, laughing. The other night, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
We were talking about the podcast.
Yeah, we were sort of getting stuff ready, but we devolved into talking about some shit, and it was so goddamn funny. I was I couldn't fucking breathe. I was tears streaming down my face.
It was really good.
So funny.
It was one of...
I think we were talking about mullet boob.
Mullet boob! Yeah. What was that?
So... The way that this conversation devolved, because it was 3 a.m, right?
We were
talking about how if you'd have a party boob, right? Which means that you also have a business boob, which means your boobs are like a mullet.
Yeah. Party on the left, business on the right. It's a mullet boob. You have to decide which one.
Which titty are you pulling out right now?
Which one is your party titty and which one is your business titty? No funny games.
We just
titty.
kept devolving. And again, it was 3 a.m, so now I don't remember where the conversation went. But the way that it devolved was so fucking funny. We're really getting distracted again already.
Immediately.
But that's just how it's going to be. But the point is, sometimes we just sit around and we're just having these stupid ass conversations that are so funny to us. And they have to be funny to some other person. So, what if we just record it and we share it with the world, and somebody else somewhere, I don't care if it's just one person, just gets a giggle out of it and it makes them smile for the day. That's what I'm here for.
Exactly. And the other part about a podcast is you build friendships with these people that you listen to, and our friendship, I have to brag about, it's one of the best. We've been best friends for many years. It seems like forever. We're soulmates, and to share a little bit of that with people who need it, I think is important.
I agree. Well, and so often, we talk about So our squad actually has 2 other people, but the 2 of us live together. So this is why it's really just us, because we're together all the time.
And
But
we are the most feral out of the group
we are.
anyway, so that's why it's generally feral.
But, you know, we've talked about so many times within our group that our friendship collectively is so much better than everyone else's. I know that other people have friends like we do, but I feel like, you know, you
it's
see
not as
online,
common.
yeah, you see online the way that people interact with their friends, or the way that they talk about their friends and how they're just being betrayed all the time.
Or
And
how there's,
just
there's
so much toxicity and negative
Yes.
stuff. And I'm not trying to say we're better than everybody else or something. That sounds super condescending. But just, we're so lucky to have the friendship that we do.
Yeah.
Like, just honestly, y'all are a gift in my life.
Yeah. And
I want to share that kind of, like, I want
that
to share
kind of
those
energy,
vibes with other people.
that happiness that comes from being friends for so long, and that we already have this built-in chemistry. I think it's going to benefit someone who might need it.
Yeah.
And
Like,
a lot of other podcasters have been that for me, just going through life.
Right. Like, I can think of, when I was in middle school especially, and before we were really good friends, like, just feeling so alone and miserable all the time, and being able to go to, YouTube or wherever to kind of just be around these people who I looked up to and who I thought were so funny, and just, like, I'd just be having a miserable day and go and get on YouTube and watch somebody talk at a camera, and it was like, this is great.
This is comfort.
I'm friends with this person, and they're making me laugh so hard.
Right.
And that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Also, we're fucking bored,
Yeah.
It's like, why not record a podcast? Everybody's recording a podcast. It's 2020. Quarantine cast.
We might as well. We might as well figure out if we can do it, and if we like it, and just try it out. Life is full of different experiences, and why not add something that is important to you or on your mind a lot? If you're thinking about it right now, if you're thinking about making your life happier for you, just, do it. Just try it out. There's no real harm in trying things.
Yeah, like, there are so many things that we, as a group, or just you and I even, have talked about.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
But there's so many things that we've talked about, and I feel like we psych ourselves out a lot. We've talked about, like, doing YouTube. We've talked about doing podcasts for so long. We've talked about all kinds of stuff. We've talked about, doing a comic that maybe one day will happen if we can ever get our lives together. But, don't psych yourself out. That's what we do all the time. And finally, we're just actually doing it. It got to the point where we were sitting here in the middle of the night going, let's fucking do it. We went to Walmart and bought some mics on Impulse. We figured out how to record this shit on our shitty laptops, and we're just doing it.
Cheap, like, literally $30 microphones. We're trying our best. So, sorry if the sound quality is not amazing, but we're starting out. We're trying this new thing, and we want to see if it sticks at all, if it catches anybody's attention, or even if we just still entertain our friends. I think it would just be fun.
Yeah. Also, along those lines, though, if anybody has any feedback, please share it.
I mean, in the comments, that's what they're for. Let us know what's going on, what we can improve. That's
we're just starting
constructive.
Out. We're still learning how to use a lot of the software and stuff. But if you have any pointers, if you have any feedback, if you're like, wow, this audio's garbage, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So exactly. Constructive criticism. Don't be an asshole. I'm delicate.
Exactly. So we're getting a little off track, as we usually do. But do you want to introduce yourself? And what do you do, Greg?
So, yeah. I mean, the biggest descriptor for me, honestly, is bookseller. I have been doing it for so long. I work for Barnes & Noble. I should probably say that I in no way represent the company, because that sounds like something I should say. But I love books. I love talking about books. I love selling books. I love giving them to people I don't know and going, oh my god, this is amazing. Come talk to me when you're finished.
The most tragic thing is I'm Jared 19 and I never fucking learned how to read, so...
See, that's not even tragic for me because that means that I get to read to you and force you to listen to all the books that I want to read.
Is something that we both cherish. She reads me books because I'm pretty sure I have undiagnosed ADHD or something along those lines because I cannot for the life of me focus. And my mom and my brother both show signs of dyslexia, and so do I. So, that's fun. But anyways, back to your book selling.
But yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing. I mean, of course I'm not only solely a bookseller, but you're definitely going to hear me talk about it a lot. But also like video games. I like to try to write stuff every now and again when I have motivation. I try to draw. I'm not good at it. That's your job.
This is not my job.
It's your job. On the spot, that's kind of all I got. You'll learn more about my personality as time goes.
Yeah.
To me, that's part of the fun of listening to a podcast.
Right.
Or, like, watching YouTube or whatever. Like, I'm here for the personalities, and I like to
I'm here to
it's like you
get to
out,
know
just
somebody.
Getting to know somebody.
Yeah. And I don't want to put on any pressure of that. I just want to, we're starting out. We're just kind of breaking the ice, introducing ourselves to the internet and all of these people who might want to listen to us. We've got to start somewhere. So I'm Cade, and my full-time job is taking care of my mom, which is lovely. I love her to death. She's a great person. She has been sick for a very long time. So in my spare time, I do art, and I play video games, and I sit here with my dogs and enjoy the company of my friends because they keep me here. So
that's what we got.
That's what we got. That's my description, I guess. We're both 24. We're young, but we're old
obsessed with Godzilla.
at the same time. We are so obsessed with Godzilla. I literally have a Godzilla humidifier that makes noise. It's honestly my favorite thing. I have him right by my bed because he's great. He humidifies my plants, or was supposed to. Now he's covered in dust because I can't do anything with my life. But
literally, when I try to talk to people on Tinder, I just the first thing I say, if I start a conversation, it's, do you want to hear some sick Godzilla facts? And if they say Godzilla, yes, then I know that I'm gonna have fun talking to this person.
We're in on it. We have watched just about every Godzilla movie in a wonderful marathon that started last year. And we got through 30.
No, we watched all of the Toho movies. But then we watched a couple of the other ones. I feel like we watched 20.
20 at least.
There's almost 40 Godzilla movies. I can't keep track of them. There's a couple that we just decided not to watch because they're oh god. Son of Godzilla is a mistake. I'm just gonna say it right now. However, watching that movie gave us the great quote, "When will I stop being a greasy turd and become Godzilla?" It's one of my favorite things that you've ever said.
During that time, I had Greasy Turd in my mind because it's from my favorite video game, which is Red Dead Redemption 2. And he's talking about one of the characters, but just the inflection of it was just in my mind. And I was like, wow, I am a greasy turd. But one day, I could be Godzilla.
Well, that and baby Godzilla looks like a fucking greasy turd.
It looks exactly like that visual representation that you get in your mind when you think of that insult. That is what baby Godzilla looks like. You could look it up. It's horrifying.
It's terrible. It's the worst suit in the franchise.
It's horrifying. but there are very cute. Like
there's a different baby Godzilla who's so cute.
Is it Minila?
Minila is the greasy turd one. I can't remember. I think they
ones?
the other one was Junior, is just what they called him.
But
he just looked like a cute little dinosaur with like goofy eyes. He was so cute.
He was really, that was like a more recent movie, wasn't it?
I don't remember what that was called. See, that's the problem.
Good.
We're obsessed with Godzilla, but we also both have horrible memories. And we watch them all at once.
Yeah, they all just kind of mesh together.
Okay, I see this on the Godzilla subreddit a lot. Everyone else loves Final Wars, and I don't understand why. It was so bad. There was like hardly any Godzilla in it.
No.
We watched for like almost an hour. I don't remember how long before Godzilla actually shows up. That
was like this weird spaceship and like the people were trapped or whatever.
It was the one. It like had all of the different monsters, and like showing up just out of nowhere, and then there was like the Japanese X-Men Umbrella Academy people running around with their like.
Was that the one with aliens or?
A lot of them have aliens. Yeah, the like non-monster aliens.
There was like a giant like pink inside of a ship. That's all I remember because shit brain again. The only one that I remember... That was the one that
we watched, though, and went, what the fuck is this plot? I don't understand what's happening. I haven't even seen Godzilla yet.
Yeah.
What's going on. But everyone else loves that movie, and I don't understand.
That's all I'm here for, is, like, the monster fights. That's why I loved the recent one.
The King of the Monsters?
King of the Monsters was
even
my
though
favorite.
It's an American version, it's so good.
It was really good. It kind of paid homage to the American perspective of watching Godzilla, you know? Because I grew up watching it, you know? It was just like, it was on TV. I'm like, I love that. Bird thing, what is that? This is great. Giant monster.
I have, like, a special place for nostalgia reasons for Godzilla 2000. I feel like a lot of people, that one kind of gets shit on a little bit, but I don't care. It's fine. I remember watching that one so much when I was little.
Yeah.
It's just nostalgia. It's just Godzilla's been there for me. I still think that my favorite one though is the original one. Like the first one.
The first one hits hard.
But you have to watch the Japanese version.
Yes.
Because the English version is
trash.
Stupid.
It's trash and it completely erases the
actual message of it being like this is how Japan is dealing with being hit by nuclear bombs.
Exactly.
In this media, and then it just makes it about this white dude who just happened to be there. Like,
it doesn't make any sense at all. Watch the original Godzilla Japanese version. It's disheartening and it's sad and it's an actual monster movie because
even though the suit is so goddamn funny.
Like, if you take that away and you realize that this is an old movie. They made this a long time ago. Just, you know, you see the reflection of a scared population. Yeah. And I think that's important for Americans to see that.
Yeah.
And not glorify it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It just was like, I remember when we went back and watched that one. It ended and we were like, that one fucking hits.
Yeah.
Like, we watched some of the,
we had obviously seen, my favorite.
Like, other newer Godzilla films where it just became monster fights, which is realistically what we're here for.
Yeah.
But, like, we went into this being like, oh man, this is going to be so funny. It's the first suit. It's in black and white. Oh god, it's going to be so funny.
And we actually got into it and we were like, holy shit.
Right? Like, this movie fucking hits.
Yeah, it makes you think. It really does.
It sounds funny to be like, Godzilla is, like, an emotional film.
It is.
But it is.
The first one is. I mean, it sort of just, like, became a cultural sort of mascot? I don't know if that's the right word, but it evolved into something that children and families and parents could all love together.
Yeah.
And, you know, it had a bunch of action.
I saw a post earlier that Godzilla has citizenship in Japan.
What?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Right?
That's just cute.
So cute. I also love seeing pictures of the actors, like, either, like, together, but also with their suits.
Yes.
When they're, like, outside of the suit,
Yes.
and it's, like, hanging in the background, but they're, like, doing Godzilla shit. It's so cute. I want to be one of those people. Except that's not an option anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it kind
it's
of
all,
is, because you could wear the motion capture suit, but...
That's true, but it doesn't, like... Have you seen... You did watch it, because we watched, like, the extended pieces on... you literally just said it. King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
We saw, like, how they captured the emotions with mocap, and it was very funny, but it works really good.
Right? Also,
like,
the guy who played Godzilla looked like he was having a fucking blast.
Right?
Like, that guy looked like he was having so much fun.
Wasn't he, like,
Ghidorah was so funny because they actually had 3 different people to play each of the heads.
Right. They all had, like, different personalities and facial expressions as well, and the guy who played Godzilla had, like, a little, like, name tag that said the king or something. It was so cute. It's just, like, these people walking around in these, like, goofy looking suits, but it's endearing because Godzilla's always been a little goofy.
Do you remember... Oh my god, I don't remember what it was called, but there used to be, like, a dating show on MTV where it was, like... the parents of this person, of, like, whoever didn't like who they were dating, so they would, like, find new people.
Yes.
And, like, give them however many options.
I do remember
And
that.
I remember watching an episode of that where, like, it was this girl was supposed to be finding a new boyfriend, and one of the guys took her on a date where they got to dress up in, like, mock Godzilla suits.
That just sounds so
and,
funny.
like, fight each other in, like, a, cardboard city. And I remember watching that being like, that is so fucking cool. I want to do that.
That's
like, where
so
the
funny.
fuck do I go do that? Where can I go rent those suits? That looks incredible. And I just remember this girl, like, she did it, but then at the end of the day, or, like, whenever she was making her final decision, was, like, it was just, like, really childish and stupid. And I was like, you're dumb! I want to date that guy!
Let's go find him.
Right? Who are you, a man who's 15 years older than me?
It also reminds me, like, recently there was, like, I don't follow dating shows, but there was one on, like, The Bachelor or something, where the girl showed up in, like, a sloth suit or something, and she was just kind of goofy, and he immediately, like, took her out. I was like,
those are
no,
the people that I would be
so
like,
precious.
I want you in this house.
Right?
Just...
Right, like, you already get, like, 10 bonus points.
You are the life of the party right
You're
now.
fucking... If you have the guts to be that goofy with a person that you are potentially starting a romantic relationship with, I think you deserve the points. Like, hell yeah. I praise... Like, that's good.
Like, shouts out to those people because they're the ones who are, like, remembered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when the season's over, whatever, you're like, but remember that girl who came in a fucking dinosaur outfit?
Yeah.
Like, that was the bomb.
Exactly.
Remember the person who came in and they were dressed like a giraffe, but they were also on a tricycle?
Like, of course.
What an entrance.
And there it has to be, like, an equalizer between, like, taking something serious and just being yourself.
Right.
Really.
And you gotta be able to have fun. One of these dogs is so stinky.
We have 4 dogs in here right now in this tiny small room. And we can't have the fan on because loud noise. Even though the fan the fan on this computer is so loud. I'm so sorry to any listeners.
The magic of editing can remove the computer fan.
If y'all can hear this, I'm very sorry. I don't know. I have no idea.
This whole podcast.
Yeah. To anyone listening still, my bad.
From the bottom of my heart, my bad. You are so stinky. I think it's Trout.
Trout? Why you gotta be so stinky? Because I'm not getting it.
She's like pointed at me.
I got like 2 butts pointed at me, like nothing.
But yeah, like, that's the kind of person that I want to go on a date with.
Right. The person that...
Who's gonna just, like, have a good time.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to be able to... I just saw the, like, spike of me slapping my leg. You're welcome. But, like, I'm just... If you can make me laugh, that's, like, the first point.
Honestly, that's what I'm looking for.
One of the most important things.
I don't want anybody who's going to take themselves too seriously.
Like, you need to... There obviously needs to be a balance. You need to know,
right.
You know, when... You need to understand the time and place.
Right.
And be able to read the room and stuff. But, like, it's so important to me that you can make me laugh.
Yes.
And that I can make you laugh.
That is, like 90% of... You know, like, if we don't have, like, the same humor... There's gonna be some sort of disconnect there, and it's very important to me. It's like top tier important to me. Like, it shouldn't be that high, but it is. It really is.
I think it should be that high. Like, that's, you know, they're there to make you happy.
Yeah.
So if they can't make you laugh, that's like a huge detriment.
Well, and just certain people just have chemistry, and that's just how it works. Oh, no, now I'm getting it. Oh. Y'all stink.
Stinky.
They always get like that after they eat.
Right.
Like, oh my god. Damn.
Post-dinner toots.
Dinner got a lot to say. What next?
I still want Mongolian grill. You mentioned it like 6 hours ago, and I'm still just like, ugh.
Noodles. Well, there's a problem because it's 10:15 at night, and they're closed.
Well, yeah, also you have to, like, go in.
Yeah. Are we... Is that allowed? Is that allowed?
Like, because I was thinking about that. I've actually been thinking about Mongolian grill for a minute. And then you mentioned it today, and now I just want it more. But I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, well, we could just go and get, like, takeout. But you still have to stand in line all next to people, and, like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a good idea right now. But
we can just opt for Tortilla Factory, like I said.
Listen, I've already had the farts today. You don't need to add Tortilla Factory.
Just, like... This room would just be a fucking bomb. Like,
it's like the other night we were talking about if you just remove my skin, I would just be a gas cloud.
That is like... Okay, so I watched a TikTok where this girl, like, took quotes from her friend group and sort of, like, showed them, and then she was like, do you know who said this? And it was like a drinking game. And now I have taken to doing that because some of the shit that we say is just so ridiculous. I feel like showing it to each and every one of us in the group would just be hilarious. And it would be important for you to, like, realize, come to the terms of what you have said throughout the year. Right. So I want to do that every year, and then every
oh my god, that
New
could be a
Year's
Christmas activity.
Every New Year's, just, like, go through all of the quotes and just get totally smashed. Because I think that would be so important.
It would be so funny. It's like the audio version of taking pictures of stupid shit.
Yeah. Which, like, that's important too, but...
I am so upset that I, like, refused to let my mom take pictures of me when I was younger. Because I just was, like, that asshole. Like, I mean, when I was little, I don't think I noticed. But I just, especially in middle school, I feel like I just had that angsty teenager thing where I was like, first of all, I'm ugly, don't look at me. Second of all, stop taking pictures, Mom. Oh my god, you always have your camera pointed at me. Yeah. And now I'm just like, you could find several pictures of me where I'm just, like, holding things in front of my face because I didn't want my mom to take my picture. And now I'm like, what an asshole. Like, I find those and I'm like, why? Why were you like that? Meanwhile, now I see anybody pull out a camera and I'm just like making faces.
You make the same face, and it's so fucking funny.
One of the funniest things is that, so our friend Emily has another friend, Jacob, who we're kind of acquaintances with. And every time we post, we play a game called the Dumb Selfie Game that Emily and I came up with a few years ago when we went on vacation. We went to Nashville, and
it just kind of stuck.
It what?
It just kind of stuck.
Yeah. It just, like, we came up with it because we wanted to post something stupid every day, like, just on Facebook or whatever. So instead of posting the actual, like, pretty pictures that we were taking, we just took the exact same picture in front of every single thing that we went to, and we would stand in front of it so you couldn't see it. And it would just be us making the exact same face in the same pose. And we thought it would be annoying and funny, but everybody just thought it was so cute.
It was. You are, like, the typical lesbian tourist.
Right.
It's like running around this town that you haven't been to and just being a tourist, and then it's just you two making, like, the same exact face in every picture. It's so funny.
And after that, it just became a thing, because it started out for us being, like, a ha-ha funny joke, and then it was like, okay, this is actually really fun.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Cute, and we document
when we came back, it just was like, now I want to do this every time we do anything. So every time the whole group, I mean, or just any of us, anytime we go and do anything, we play the Dumb Selfie Game where we make that exact same face everywhere.
We do it.
But to bring it back around, Emily's friend Jacob pointed out that I make literally the exact same face in every single picture. And I just remember on, like, some Facebook posts a while back that he's like, I'm pretty sure that Grace is a robot. Because I've never seen her make another like, facial expression in my life.
Genuinely disturbed by it. That's, like, the funniest part to me.
It's like, and it's really funny if you look through them that, like,
you just, make a collage of all of them.
I feel like I could just, like, cut my face out of one and put it on another one and you would never know.
Oh my god.
It just wouldn't even look displaced at all.
Yeah, we play the Dumb Selfie Game every Christmas, every little get-together that we do. Like, we have traditions, because we're just a family at this point. We have our 4th of July picnic at the park with water balloon fights, and then we go home to comfort our dogs all night. And we play the Dumb Selfie Game every year, and every year you can just kind of see us.
Well, and it's such a good way to document, like, everything that we do. Yeah. Because I love just going through my, like, Facebook albums and just scrolling through the dumb selfies and being like, oh my god, do you remember when we did this? Do you remember science trip?
I miss science trip. Last year we took the best trip.
Was it last year?
I feel like it was, it just feels so long ago because we've been stuck. God,
it's been so long. Quarantine has been too long. 2020 needs to fuck off. But yeah, last year, we just decided to go, so we live in Wyoming, which, there's not really anything interesting here, so we decided to go to Denver and just stay there for a few days and go to as many museums and the like as we could, and it was so fun and so cute. Anybody who likes to just go on science adventures or likes nature and shit and, like, learning about that kind of thing, absolutely take a friend group and just go on a museum trip and go somewhere and go to a bunch of museums, because it's so wholesome and fun.
It's just, I think it's really good to still appreciate learning, like, even after you're out of school, and just, appreciate what sciences we know about. And it was really fun to just go on this trip and have a wholesome time with all of our friends, take pictures everywhere. We pet stingrays. They were beautiful.
The aquarium. Yeah. The aquarium there was not great.
No.
But the otters were super cute. The otters were cute.
They were very active during our visit.
The stingrays were really fun.
Yeah.
They were so cute. They were so excited to be petted too, like you could tell.
They were like little puppies. They would just, like, come up to you and they would want to be petted. Like, they would put their face right under your hand. So it was so cute, and I got a little plushie of one of the stingrays, and I named him Pancake. He is Pancake the Stingray, and he's one of my very favorites. He's somewhere around here.
He's missing an eyeball because Logan's an asshole.
Logan is my German Shepherd who decided to, for some reason, just eat this one eyeball. He doesn't usually chew on things, so I don't know. Maybe
he just
wants him to be a pirate. I don't know.
But it was so fun. I just want to go to the butterfly pavilion every day.
I just want to be there, yeah, every day. It's so beautiful, and it was so wondrous because we went into the main area of the butterfly pavilion where they're all just kind of like flying around. And
it's just like a little tropical greenhouse, basically,
and
where they have...
there was just flowers everywhere and butterflies flying everywhere. One of them literally just landed on Emily's ear, and it just stayed with us the whole time.
Just landed there and stayed there for, like, the whole time.
We had to ask one of the handlers to, like, get him off of her because he was just like, I am an accessory now, and he landed on her ear. It just looked like
a fancy earring.
A beautiful, fancy earring. It was gorgeous. We took many pictures of that. And it was fun. And I love plants. I love animals. So it was just...
And it's fun to learn about the different kinds of butterflies, too. Like, when you go in and they do a release, like, it's so cool. Just to see the different kinds of butterflies that you would never see around here because we see, like, 2 wild butterflies.
Right.
Or native butterflies
that
here.
reminds me of our friends.
Yes. We had, I used to have this little kind of terrarium thing for a couple of my tropical plants in my room.
Well,
and
it was during binge night.
Yeah.
So binge night, we all get together, at least, we try to get together once a week, just to set aside some time, because sometimes we don't get enough time to just hang out. So we want to set enough time aside for all of us to be around each other, vent, whatever.
And it started out just being a thing where, we call it binge night because we would get together and binge watch or play a game.
A show or
and
whatever.
And just eat a shit ton of food. Mm-hmm. And it would just,
we
would binge hanging out together and just be together for a few hours.
We hang out, we vent our frustrations, we make each other dinner, and we're such lesbians. We
also,
really are.
It's worth pointing out that it is a ritual that we have to hold hands before anybody leaves the house.
Yeah. So, during this specific binge night, we went outside. It was, rainy. Yeah. It was just spring. It was just starting to be spring.
Yeah, because it was too cold for me to leave it outside that night.
Yeah.
I remember.
So,
I still think that the caterpillar must have been in one of the plants, but it might have gotten on you when
No, because we just, went outside. Because it was on my jacket for no reason, and we, got up to, take a break and go outside, and I put my jacket on, and there's just this beautiful, full-grown, yellow swallowtail butterfly. Or tiger butterfly.
Tiger butterfly.
In
a tiger swallowtail, and it was a female, we figured out, because of the colors on its wings. There's a difference between the males and females.
And she was so pretty, and for some reason, she was just in the house now. Because I think we went outside, and then we came back in, and we had, a potty break or whatever, and I almost sat on her. I felt awful, because, she was just on my jacket, and I didn't realize it until Emily was like, what? What is that? And I looked, and there's just this huge butterfly. They're not small. They're about, the size of my palm, if I, fold it,
the tiger butterflies are, really big. It's
They're
probably maybe,
big.
4 inches across or so.
But it was so
so
beautiful.
surreal, honestly.
Yeah, because she just hung out with us for a while, and we were like, okay, well, what do we do with this? We want to make sure she survives and gets to live a full life, but it was freezing outside.
Because it started raining a lot. Because we'd put her outside.
Yeah.
Because we're like, well, I don't want to keep it in the house.
And then
in case one of the dogs tries to eat it or something. So we put her outside.
We came back, and she was still there.
She just was, like, chilling. Because I think she had, like, just come out of her cocoon. Because she was doing this flappy thing.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like she was drying her wings or something. So I don't think she could fly yet. But, like, it started raining, so I didn't want to leave her outside. So I went out and brought her back in and put her in my terrarium for a couple days.
Yeah.
Until it was sunny.
And then released her just fine. And she flew off.
I just remember, because that happened before Science Trip, and then they happened to release a lot of those guys when we went.
I was so excited
to the release, and they're, you know, because they pull they like hatch. I don't know if that's
they
what you
raise
call it,
them.
whatever. Butterflies, like they'll do a release like twice a day.
In season.
And so you can go in and they'll have a speaker up there who talks to you about sort of what they do and tells you about the different butterflies that they have that day, and then they take them out of this little bin and kind of toss them up into the air, which is really funny. Because sometimes they don't want to just fly away. They just like throw them and then they flutter away.
Yeah, she just kind of gently flicks them and there they go.
But they kind of funny. They had like a bunch of the tiger butterflies, and I just remember they're like, "Oh, and we have a tiger butterfly," and we all just went, oh, "Our friend!"
Right? We were like, "We know them."
I've met one of those guys.
Right. It was very surreal because none of us knew where she came from. Mm-hmm. She just like appeared there, and we were like, "What is this? What?"
Now I'm also just thinking about when. So I have 2 rabbits, and last year? Wow, I've had Lila for a year. Wow. So rabbits live best in pairs, and I had previously had, so I have my guy Sir Bunimus Maximus, and he had a partner for a couple years who had an unfortunate passing. And so I went through a rabbit rescue last year that is also based in Denver, and I brought him there, and he went on some dates to find another lady.
So
and
cute.
So while he was like on his dates, meeting some ladies, I had to find something to do, so I just went to the butterfly pavilion again by myself. But I just remember I also was carrying around a rabbit plushie because it was rabbit time. And I just was, like, there by myself looking at stuff and whatever, and they had a face painter there, and I was just like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get my face painted. And I'm around all these little kids, and I was like, I want to get my face painted. And the lady was so cool, because she was like, I love it so much that you're just, like, here by yourself getting your face painted. It's the
so
fucking coolest thing. And then, but the funny thing is, I had to go to, like, a class with the rabbit rescue later that day, and I forgot I got my face painted. So I just was like, because I got my face painted when I got to the butterfly pavilion, and then I was there for a while and like looked at the butterflies, whatever, and then like went out, had some lunch, and then I had to go to my class. And I go in there, and I just like, you know, I go in and I sit with the other people, and they're just kind of looking at me, and they're like, what's on your face? And I just went, a bumblebee. And they're like, what? And I was like, it was the butterfly pavilion earlier. I got a bumblebee.
Just like these people that you're trying to impress. That you're like,
well, and like
I want a rabbit from you.
Everybody thought it was so cute too, and it was funny because the lady who was leading the class was just like, all right, I mean, fair enough. But then there were also a couple families there who were there like with their kids to learn how to take care of rabbits that they wanted to get, and like
that's
the kids
really wholesome.
Just were like, sick.
Grace, I want to be you when I grow up.
You can be me, but I want to be Maggie Seafotter.
Okay. Oh, now I just remember holding Rosie. Rosie is also at the Butterfly Pavilion, and she's a very beautiful tarantula. And because I'm weird, I love everything creepy and crawly. Yeah. So I was very excited to hold her. And I remember I was just like so excited. I was like getting as close as I could, and I was like breathing on her. And apparently you're not supposed to do that. So you know,
I remember you like wanted to pet her, and the people
she
were
was
like, "No."
I was like, "Oh, okay." Sorry. But she was still very cool. And it's very interesting to hold a tarantula because they have like two little claws at the end of each leg. They're just little feet, and I think it's very cute.
Yeah, they're so cool. And I love, like, that was another fun thing. I just remember sitting down, because that was another thing where it was, like, mostly little kids going up to do that stuff for, like, their parents and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you just have us, and you and I are so excited, and it took us a little while to convince Emily to do it. I'm glad that she did it anyway.
She was brave. I was proud of her.
But I remember you and I sit down, and we're just, like, battering this lady with questions.
Right?
Do you have anything you want to know? I want to know everything about this spider in my hand right now.
Right, this poor old lady, she's just like, I just work here. I'm just a volunteer. And we're just like, what does she eat? How much does she eat?
How old is she?
When does she sleep? Does she have, like, certain quirks? What?
Right.
What is?
I still, like, I want to be a Rosie. Like, that's what I want my job to be. Because they have several Rosies.
Handlers.
So they have, I don't know how many spiders they have working there, but they have many of the tarantulas that they work for an hour, like, once a week.
Yeah.
And that's it. They just are there to be held for an hour once a week, or maybe it's more than once a week, but something like that. It was like every few days or something.
It was minimal because
it stresses them a lot.
Yeah, they aren't great at being held for very long, which I understand.
Like, that sounds like the life. Like, you work for an hour every few days, and
you get to talk about this pet that you have that you love, and you take care of, and
also, they live to be like 20 years old. So females do anyway. Yeah,
that was so interesting.
Like, you don't think about a bug living to be 20 years old,
right? Because they just seem so fragile to me, like
well, and like most bugs live for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, compared to like flies, which have like certain flies have like a 3-day lifespan.
Yeah.
Or one of my favorite moths, the Atlas moths, have like a week to live because they are literally formed in that like final moth. I don't know what it's called, like generation without mouths.
Right.
Like, they don't have mouths. They can't eat. They don't eat.
Wild.
They just like go and fuck for like a week and then they die.
I mean, that sounds like the life, honestly.
Right?
You spend a couple weeks just stuffing your face, and then you become beautiful, and you fuck everybody, and then you die.
That sounds great.
Like, I'm down.
No wonder Mothra is such a queen. Become beautiful.
Even Godzilla wants to fuck Mothra.
And then die. I think that ship is really funny.
It's so funny. I love that it's canon.
Right?
Like they used to be enemies, but now it's like, but
Mothra
sure
gives herself, like, her life force to help Godzilla all the time. Like, it's just, we're back on our Godzilla shit because
Godzilla.
Yeah, exactly.
I keep leaning away from the mic and then looking, and it's like, oh, I'm being really quiet now.
Oops.
My bad.
Stop moving. How dare you?
My back hurts. I'm old.
Yeah, you're 88 this year.
I can't sit in one position for very long.
Yeah.
I'm so sweaty. I think someone needs to count how many times I say that in a day.
I record you every time you say that, and then at the end of the year, I just put
make a montage of me
every
saying
time
I'm so
you say I'm so sweaty.
Make a Grace is sweaty bingo card.
Yeah, it's just all I am sweaty. I would win all the time. What would I get if I won?
A hug, a sweaty hug.
I get those anyway.
That's true.
Steal them.
An extra one.
An extra sweaty. You just lubed up.
Lubed up and ready to go.
Oh god.
Don't squeeze me too hard. I might just like
like a bar of soap just Oh, I dropped the grick.
Oh no. dragon's ear?
Does that show up? That's gross.
And he just doesn't even give a fuck.
No, it probably feels good. That's what happens when you have giant ears.
Just be like that. Trout, is that why you hide the fact that you have giant ears?
Yes. She looks like a seal every time she, like, puts her ears down. Yeah. She just looks sleek.
Round.
Yeah. Grace, I want a cat. It's spooky season, and I don't have a beautiful black cat to share my life with.
Listen, we have Bella and Lila.
Yeah, but they aren't my familiars. Bella has very obviously chosen Emily, and Lila chose herself.
Fuck you, just, you know, like when your dog chooses someone else.
When your dog chooses your best friend over you.
But, like, it's fair, I would also choose Emily over me.
Yeah, same. Not over you, but I would choose Emily over me. Between the two of you, I'd just kill myself.
Trout loves me more than the world, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And she's sunshine.
Yeah.
In the dog body.
Well, I feed Knight all the time, but he still chooses Mom.
It's true.
You know. Did you get anything to eat today?
I had some cereal earlier. I also had Taco John's again, which on my way home, which is why I'm so stinky.
Stinky, sweaty. You're having an issue over there.
I am an issue. I'm just a big stinky sweaty issue.
Now that we talked about, like, the butterflies and everything, I'm like, I need to play Animal Crossing again. We're in a new month.
I didn't play
it all. I need to catch up. I didn't play at all during August either.
I cheated the first week and then I just didn't.
I need to go back and play August because I'm a cheater. I'm a dirty, rotten cheater, and I want to get all of the bugs and stuff. But I still haven't caught, like, a golden stag or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't caught, like, any of the beetles. I just don't ever see them. I guess I'm not playing enough at night.
Yeah, because I usually play during the day. But I really want to get back into Animal Crossing. It's going to be good, like, during the holiday season.
Yeah. I also don't want to miss the change to fall.
Yeah.
It's going to be so
really pretty.
I'm really disappointed with myself that I missed, like, all of the fireworks.
Yeah.
Because I did the first week, and I was like, this is so cute, and I wanted to have everybody have, like, a little fireworks party, but I just have not been motivated.
I feel you. It just...
Quarantine really seeps the life out of you.
Right? You're like, I'm not supposed to be happy. There's so much shit going on. I'm not supposed to be happy and playing this adorable little game that's just here for my enjoyment.
You know what I keep thinking about? We all keep calling it just quarantine, but, like, none of us are in quarantine. It's like, that's, like, a collective thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, societally, we're call it quarantine. Yeah. And, like, I feel like we refer to it as when everything shut down, that's when quarantine started.
Right.
But, like, we're not actually in quarantine.
Yeah, well...
I was thinking about that the other day. I just thought it was interesting.
We're just, like, completely opened again, which is ridiculous and scary at the same time. I'm so worried, because if my mom gets this, she's very susceptible, and she will die.
Right.
Like, this is a very serious topic that, you know, I want to be as careful as I possibly can. Yeah. And I go out once a week, and that's grocery shopping, and I help my dad get groceries. That's it.
Yeah.
Or I take my mom to her many appointments during every week, so...
Yeah, and it's so frustrating that we have to fight with other people about not being an asshole.
My thing with that is, it's not that hard for me to put on a mask.
Right.
Even if the masks, don't do anything, which obviously they do, but it's not very hard for me to think of another person and just wear my mask and be safe.
Right.
You know?
And it doesn't hurt me any to wear it. My face is kind of sweaty.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
I'm like, bitch, my face was sweaty anyway. Like,
I haven't been picking at my face as much,
Yeah.
so that's cool.
yeah, I was
I
was
just pick
talking
at
to
my
my
face
mom
all
today.
day when I'm at home. It's fine.
I was talking to my mom today, and I was like, you know, a good thing about wearing masks is, you know, if you got a nasty booger in your nose, nobody's gonna know.
I
If
also
you have
it's
stuff in your teeth,
like
who
kind
knows?
of nice when I'm working with customers and they're fucking stupid,
Mhm.
and I can just be like,
Yeah, you
But,
can
like,
just
they
give
can't-
any facial expression.
like
They can't really
sometimes,
figure
like,
it out.
the struggle is reminding yourself that it does not stop them from seeing you roll your eyes.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely just be making all kinds of shit with your mouth.
You're just, like, behind your mask, frowning intensely, like,
Right.
bitch, I will kill you. But your eyes are just still sweet.
Right.
Blink.
You just have the, like, smiling eyes, but your mouth is just like...
Oh, that wavelength is really good.
It's like a block. But
Oh.
yeah, I just, like, it's not that hard to wear a mask.
It really is. It's not
And
that
to
hard.
not, go out and do things.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks. Well, actually, you know what? It is hard. It is hard not to go out and socialize and to go out and do fun stuff. It is.
Yeah.
But it's not the end of the world. You're
But
not
you
gonna
will
die.
survive.
Yeah.
And
You know what you
there-
might not survive? The Rona.
Yeah. Wear a mask. Sanitize your hands. Just be safe out there. You know, I kind of forget, we were in a podcast. But, we have to do these things to flatten the curve.
Right.
I know we've heard it a million times, but it's important.
Yeah. Well, and
Take care
in
of
the
yourself.
US, we
Take
just
care of others.
never did flatten the curve.
No.
And it sort of started to
It's
go down.
rampant in the U.S.
And
The other day I read that our cases are, like, past 6 million now.
it doesn't surprise me.
And I'm like, that's so many.
I just, like, every time I get on Facebook and it gives me the stupid fucking news notifications
I have
don't
to stay
want.
off of Facebook right now because,
I just end up on there all the time and I hate it.
yeah,
But I just am there.
I don't really care for Zuckerberg or whatever his name is. So I'm like, I don't want to really give him any more money than I already have.
Yeah. I just, like, Facebook is the only one where I'm interacting with people I actually know.
Yeah,
Like, that's what it's for me.
yeah,
And I hate it. I hate using it.
yeah.
But it's just, like, it's the best way to do that.
It's like, that's the only way I can really stay up to date with a lot of my family and
Yeah.
friends. I should just start texting people and instead just, hey, what are you doing? What's going on?
Then you have to actually talk to people.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I like them just to show me information and then I can move on with my life.
Exactly.
Also, some of the kids I used to work with are like meme lords and they're really funny, honestly. Gen Z kids are so funny.
They are.
They get shit on so much. I think they're hilarious.
Right. They just, like, their humor has, like, surpassed ours
Right.
to a point where it's just, like, it's peak. It's great. That's why I love TikTok. It's just, it gets a bad rap, but there's some good shit on there.
Right.
Like, it's entertaining. Don't stay on there too long. It's not healthy for you, but,
Get sucked in. That's the problem.
It's so easy to get sucked in. That's why now with my new tablet, I'm just like, I cannot
Right. I can't
allow
put this
it
on
to
here.
be there.
I can only use it on my phone. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm not allowed to use it on anything else.
Right. Well,
Well,
it seems that our conversations are dying down, so
I'm getting to a lull. It's almost 11 p.m., so just a fun fact for y'all listeners.
yeah.
Maybe someone will be listening at 11 p.m. and then we'll just be
We'll
like
match
vibing. We'll be on the same
Wow.
team, the same track.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, thank you
So,
for tuning in to our first podcast. What a
our
wild
second
thing.
first podcast.
Yeah. We didn't have to let them know we fucked it up the first
Listen,
time.
I already talked about it in the beginning.
That's-
It's just-
oh, yeah,
they
that's
already
true.
know.
So, well, thank you for listening. We'll try and be consistent with our uploads and be happy or insightful or just fucking stupid so you can laugh at us to entertain you.
Either way, we hope that you have a good time listening, even if it's just to vibe, to giggle, whatever.
Yeah. We're gonna start a new community here, and I'm excited about that. And we're gonna talk about a lot of different things because that's just how people are. We're not gonna be able to really pigeonhole ourselves into one category because we talk about many, many different things because we are people who just, there's a lot to talk about with existing. It's a lot. So come be feral with us every, week or so when we're able
day
to
we upload.
Yeah.
We'll pick a day. We'll pick a day by the time this actually comes out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like we're rambling at this point. Thank you everyone for joining us, whoever actually did.
At every point.
What?
We're rambling at every point.
That's true. We're rambling more. And it just keeps going. Okay, goodbye!